Good morning. I'm Mark Eckert. I'm the mayor of the city of Belleville, and today I'm going to read what I will be sharing with Link, a proclamation celebrating their 30 years, and I would like to read these couple of paragraphs. The proclamation reads, whereas the Americans with Disability Act, ADA, was passed on July 26, 1990, to ensure the civil rights of citizens with disabilities. And whereas July 26, 2020 celebrates the 30th anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act. Whereas the City of Belleville, Illinois affirms the principles of equality and inclusion for persons with disabilities as set forth for the state of Illinois, as also embodied in the ADA, the laws of the state of Illinois, and the ordinances of the City of Belleville. And whereas numerous organizations in our community, including Link, work with constituents and communities to bring forth the promise of hope and freedom that is envisioned by the passage of the ADA Act. And whereas in October of 2017, Link Incorporated recognized the City of Belleville for creating a more inclusive community by completing ADA renovations to our 60-year-old City Hall, thereby developing a more accessible place of government. Now therefore I, Mark W. Eckert, Mayor of the City of Belleville, do hereby proclaim July 26, 2020 as Americans with Disabilities Act Awareness Day in the City of Belleville. We stand here today in our council chambers, and as mentioned in this proclamation, we redid this building after 60 years, totally remodeled it, and we celebrated its opening rededication in October of 2017. This has been something that's been on my list for a long time, really ever since I became alderman. This facilities here and some of our other facilities lacked easy accessibility with people who were in a wheelchair or were on a walker, etc. Right over here to my right, there's a ramp in this remodeled council chambers. And you know, just a few months ago, I was out in February for a hip replacement. And when I came back for the first meeting of March, I was still using a walker because when I walked a long distance, I didn't want to slip and fall. And I used the walker, and boy, that ramp came in handy. So I probably was the first person here who needed that thing. In the back of the room here, we took out the old bench pew-like seating, and we made room for accessibility of wheelchairs in several spots, because years ago, if you were in a wheelchair, you had to automatically sit in the back of the room. And we didn't think that was fair. We thought people in wheelchair also should have the ability to have a spot right up front. So we took that into consideration as we made some of these adjustments. The big adjustments we'll see in just a moment as we relocate out in the lobby. But at this time, I want to introduce a young lady by the name of Emma Qualls. Emma is our interim manager of human resources, HR, and the HR department is the one for the City of Belleville who oversees any concerns that come to the city pertaining to accessible issues as far as ADA violations or concerns in our businesses or wherever it might be. So I'm going to introduce Emma to come up and tell just a little bit about how she can help if you contact her office.
Hi, my name is Emma Qualls. I'm the HR manager for the City of Belleville. The Human Resources Department handles all ADA compliance concerns and offers trainings. If you have any questions or comments, please reach out to the Human Resources Department at the City of Belleville. Inclusion is our priority.
As you can see, we've moved locations, and we are now into the lobby of City Hall. And I wanted to point out before we concluded our presentation this morning is some major changes were done to City Hall right in this entranceway. When this building was built in 1959, we had revolving doors over in this corner over here, and in the front and on the Washington Street side. All those have been removed, and you have a push button, and somebody can push from the outside or the inside, and have doors open in a systematic way, and that they're in a wheelchair, they can navigate this on their own. We have ADA accessible restrooms in 2 locations now, and this location In fact, the old bathrooms that are in the same location, but they have been modernized, didn't even have accessibility if you were in a wheelchair to get into them. The counters at City Hall for the city clerk and the city treasurer years ago could not be accessible if you were in a wheelchair. So now what we have done is they have made them the appropriate height, so if you're in a wheelchair, you could roll up to the counter and have your business conducted. We removed a building that was there for many, many, many years, but you had to come up steps and you had to go through the revolving doors. Totally impossible if you were using a walker or you were in a wheelchair. This new parking lot with parking for people with disabilities is perfect. It makes it very nice. Unfortunately, I had to use it myself when I had my hip surgery. So it is truly a blessing that the city of Alderman